What do a former cattle ranch and a former railroad have in common when it comes to Volusia County's Parks, Recreation, and Culture Division? Hi, and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. On today's show, we'll see the grand opening of the new Beck Ranch Park in Osteen, and we'll hear about the approval of a new trail in Edgewater. We'll find out what's new at historic DeBary Hall, and then we'll head into the studio to join Community Information Director Dave Byron for an in-depth interview with Jayne Fifer. Those segments, news, and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. Residents of Southwest Volusia have a new park where they can picnic, play, and run with their pooches. The Volusia County Council recently cut the ribbon for the new Beck Ranch Park in Osteen before an appreciative crowd of parents, children, and dog owners. Volusia County purchased the land through the Volusia Forever program and used funds from park impact fees and Volusia Eco program to develop the $1.6 million park.
And it was built, the actual park was built with Volusia Eco, and that's a tribute to the taxpayers of Volusia County who signed on the dotted line for those two programs, and look at what they got for their dollar. This is a wonderful park. It's got volleyball courts, picnic pavilions, children can play in the playground, and I'm really excited about the fact that we have a dog park here, and this is acting as a trailhead as well for our countywide showcase trails.
The dogs and their owners will appreciate the huge live oak trees that provide ample shade throughout the park. The 25-acre park features an internal trail loop. The park is part of the 250-acre Beck Ranch site, which was a working cattle ranch in the 20th century. Visitors can view some of the ranch's original structures and outdoor panels explaining the history of the ranch.
We've got 11, I believe, interpretive panels that'll give you a walk-through history of where it started and where it developed into what you see today. But separated between this park is a cattle pasture, and on the other side of that cattle pasture is actually some multi-purpose fields, and they've been out there for quite some time now. And so all a part of the Beck property, you've got multi-purpose fields, and then this park that's been in addition to those sites.
Several members of the Beck family were on hand to celebrate the park's opening. Charles Beck was the last family member to own part of the ranch.
My grandfather originally acquired it way back. This is only a small section of what was a much larger ranch, about 13,000 acres at one time. It's always been a beef cattle operation. It's part of our history. And as I say, I'm very happy, proud, and thankful that this piece is being saved. And I want to say the county's done a fantastic job here.
To learn more about the Beck Ranch Park, you can visit volusia.org/parks. The Volusia County Council recently celebrated new beginnings with the city of Edgewater. Officials gathered at the intersection of Park Avenue and Old Mission Road to kick off a trail and road project that will draw hikers, bikers, and economic development. The $2.3 million construction project includes a 3.7-mile multi-use trail that will stretch through the woods from the pedestrian overpass at State Road 442 to Rotary Park in Edgewater. At the city's request, the project also will include safety improvements to the Park Avenue Old Mission Road intersection, which is adjacent to the new trail segment. The improvements will allow tractor-trailer trucks to maneuver the turns safely, and it will enhance economic development vitality in the area, which includes Massey Ranch Air Park.
It's easier to develop an economy if you have a way of getting your products and services into the area. And that's what this intersection is going to do. Instead of having people drive through neighborhoods or have to go down to US 1 and navigate that with a big semi-truck, 53 feet plus, it gets a little difficult and it gets hazardous. This is a safe way to go from Edgewater, the industrial park, come up here to end of Park Avenue, turn left and take it right up to the interstate and move your products and services. That's how we create economic development with this project.
The trail segment is part of the East Central Regional Rail Trail, which will one day cover 52 miles stretching from Deltona to Edgewater with a 10-mile leg through Brevard County to Titusville. Volusia County opened a 5.7-mile rail trail segment from Deltona to Osteen in 2012 and is completing 2 pedestrian trail overpasses on State Road 442 in Edgewater and County Road 415 in Osteen. The entire Volusia County section of the rail trail is expected to be complete in 2020.
We're a designated trailhead. That means a starting location or a location to arrive at through here. So being a railhead, that means everyone will start here. We have Rotary Park, the bathrooms are being redesigned, the steps in through there. People will pull in there with their vehicles, unload their bikes, or start there from the family atmosphere and then start going in and out. So eventually they're either going to start there or they're going to wind up there when they come back in there. And that is a big difference for us because that makes us a designation. You know, where do you start? You start in Edgewater. Where do you end? You end in Edgewater.
The City of Edgewater has agreed to reimburse the county half of the construction costs when the new budget year begins October 1st.
Well, the days of a city or a county being able to do major road improvements, those days are gone by themselves. We've got to do it through partnerships, and that's the message that county council is getting out to the cities. That if you've got important projects, same with us here at the county, if you've got important projects that are important to the community, then let's do it through a partnership.
For more information, you can log on to volusia.org. With school safety a major priority in Volusia County, the Volusia County Council has given the green light to the continued partnership between the Volusia County Sheriff's Office and the Volusia County School Board, which calls for uniformed deputies to patrol the campuses of the county's high schools and middle schools. The officers not only provide an element of school safety, but also provide a positive interaction with students. Called School Resource Officers, or SROs for short, the program's purpose is to provide safe learning environments in our schools, provide valuable resources to school staff, and to foster a positive relationship between our youth and law enforcement. Sheriff Ben Johnson called the county school partnership for SROs an important hedge against campus violence.
Well, the School Resource Officer program is a very, very important program. Not only do they provide safety and security for the schools, for the teachers and the students and the parents who come on campus, but they're also mentors for the students. And currently we have 14. And if I had my way, we'd have them at every school in Volusia County because this is such an important program, as I told you, for the safety, security, and the mentorship, and also to work with the at-risk children to try to keep them from going into a life of crime.
In partnership with the Volusia County School Board, the School Resource Deputy Program assigns full-time deputy sheriffs to work with Volusia County's high schools and middle schools. The school resource deputies are responsible for law enforcement, mentoring, classroom teaching, and provide a positive role model for the students. The intent is that the positive experiences students have with the school resource deputies will bridge the gap between juveniles and law enforcement, and in doing so help prevent juvenile crime. The Sheriff's Office will allocate 14 deputies for SRO duties at the cost of $1.17 million paid by the school board.
In the United States, West Nile virus has spread from coast to coast. It affects the old, the young, and everyone in between. It's still a risk for serious disease. Your best defense against mosquito-borne viruses and other insect-borne disease is simply being prepared. Keep an effective insect repellent close by, convenient and ready for use. Keep it close and help fight the bite.
Learn what else you can do to help reduce the mosquito population at volusia.org/mosquito. Let's join Volusia Here and Now reporter Joanne Magley for a look at what's new at DeBary Hall.
In the 1870s, New Yorker Frederick DeBary acquired lands near Lake Monroe, built a large vacation house, and tried his hand at orange growing and commercial steamboating. He completed his hunting lodge, today known as DeBary Hall, in 1871, and the estate became a center for sport hunting and hospitality. But there's much more to this rich history, and that story is now being told in a new short film called A Day in the Life at DeBary Hall.
And action!
Directed by Christine Hitt.
Actually, I live in Oviedo, and I had never been here, so it was great because I came out months beforehand and got to see the property and saw the film that they currently have running here, and learned a lot about it. I did not even know this existed.
The project highlights laborers who were at DeBary Hall in the 1900s and gives visitors of today a chance to reconnect with history. The project was funded by the Friends of DeBary Hall through a grant from the Florida Department of State, Bureau and Historic Preservation, Division of Historic Resources. The film depicts the lives of real people who lived locally and worked at DeBary Hall for many years, including William Paget, manager of the estate, and field hands Arthur Thompson, Landis Jenkins, and Davy Williams. Steve Gray of SoundQuest Productions is the film's producer.
You know, we have all the story of Mr. DeBary, and we can find out information about him, but what about the people that really made it look good for him, that made the household run from day to day when he wasn't here and when he was here, the people that took the guests on the hunts and on the fishing trips and cooked the great food and all that stuff. So we want to do a story about those people. It's great to have this location, you know, historical sites. Usually when you do videos or films, you have to recreate something and build a set. But to have the actual historic facility is amazing to shoot at, because you walk in and you can feel what went on here 100 years ago.
And while the site proved to be a great set, Hitt says there were some challenges.
The biggest challenge is right now the renovations that they're doing out front. So, you know, I had in my mind this beautiful jib shot of the whole front porch and Mrs. Patchett walking through, and, you know, having to work around them doing their construction stuff has definitely been a challenge, but we've made it work and it's been great so far.
Helping to make it work, the Athens Theater supplied all of the wardrobes for the actors portraying the 19th century characters.
And the theater, actually the local theater, has been great because they're the ones that supplied all the wardrobe for the actors. So, and it really, I mean, when I had the casting for them, I kind of saw it, but then seeing them today actually put the wardrobe on for the first time and bring that to life, it just kind of made every other worry kind of go away to see them at this house and in full costume. It's been great. It is great that hopefully we're able to do something like this and create these fun characters to get out there so people want to come here and learn about the history and learn about the people that ran this house.
For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Joanne Magley.
In our Horticulture Today series, horticulturalist and county extension agent Joe Sewards has been giving you gardening tips on the 9 principles of Florida-friendly landscaping. In today's segment, Joe tells us about a special project going on at the Volusia County Extension Office that, when complete, will showcase the 9 principles of Florida-friendly landscaping all in one location.
Hi, this is Joe Sewards and welcome to another edition of Horticulture Today. Probably hear a lot of noise going on about me. There's a lot happening here at the Volusia County Extension Office. We are redoing the landscape, the entire landscape, according to Florida-friendly landscaping principles. We are lucky enough to be able to do that through the ECHO grant funds, which is a grant provided by Volusia County. This is phase 1 of our landscape makeover. This will be a demonstration and teaching landscape where people can come out, walk around the landscape, learn each of the 9 principles of Florida-friendly landscaping and several other elements such as permeable pavement, rainwater collection systems, cisterns, low volume irrigation. We're going to have a children's garden. We're actually going to have an edible landscaping portion of the landscape as well. Now let's take a look at some of the things that we've accomplished since we began our re-landscaping project here at the Extension Office. Caladiums are great in shady to semi-shady areas. They come in a variety of beautiful leaf colors. As you can see here, pink and green, white and green, some are pure white, some are almost pure red, and various combinations. Some get taller than others. They will make wonderful bedding plants throughout the growing season on until the fall. And caladiums can be a fine addition to any landscape where you've got somewhat shady conditions where grass has a hard time growing. This area was designed specifically to be seen by fast-moving traffic. We've got a busy road here, So what we wanted to do was have large masses of plants that are very colorful, will get a little bit larger, and traffic driving by at 50 miles an hour can easily see it. We've got things like a big mass of crown grass. We have a large mass of African bush daisies. We have a big mass of purple salvia underneath our crepe myrtle. We've got a big sweep of muhly grass out here. And once these plants mature and start to bloom heavily, they'll easily be seen by fast-moving traffic and will attract a lot of attention. This area is not unlike many areas that homeowners face as far as landscape challenges at home. It was shady, there was turf here, the turf was fading out because there wasn't enough sunlight, so we had to convert over to plants that will grow well in shady conditions. As you can see, we have a variety of plants in here. We have ferns, we have border grass, we have bromeliads, we have all kinds of neat plants, various different types of ferns as well, I might add, that will grow well in the shade. And when these grow and fill in, this area will be totally filled. You won't have to mow it. Again, it was thought out with Florida-friendly landscape principles in mind. So the various plants in here, once established, will need little to no additional water. Here's the next phase of our project. This is going to be designed also to attract attention for cars that are driving by pretty fast. It's going to include rain gardens. It's going to include large masses of larger plants that are going to be very colorful, very visible from the road as traffic drives by. Hopefully it'll get people's attention. They'll be able to pull in here, walk through this demonstration and teaching garden that we are creating here at the County Extension Office in DeLand. For Horticulture Today, I'm Joe Sewards. Feel free to call us at the University of Florida Volusia County Extension Office, or you can visit our website as well. The phone number is area code 386-822-5778, or you can go to volusia.org/extension.
Time now to head into the studio to join our very own Community Information Director, Dave Byron, with his guest.
Thanks, Amber, and hi, everyone. You know, manufacturing is a vital and thriving component of Volusia's economy. A wide variety of products are made right here in Volusia County and shipped to domestic and foreign destinations throughout the world. If you're looking for a good job, several of our local manufacturers are seeking to fill skilled positions. Today we'll get an update on Volusia manufacturing. Our studio guest is Jayne Fifer. She's president and CEO of VMA. Jayne, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Dave. Thank you for having us on.
Absolutely. It's been about a year, and we like to catch up on our manufacturing segment, which is a very big part of the local economy. Hey, you got a big smile on your face because it's all good, huh?
It is all good. I have great stories to tell you. Manufacturing hiring is up. In the past year, we've hired close to 700 new employees. We were down, of course, during the recession, but we have over 9,500 people employed in manufacturing now, so we're getting close to our high numbers, and our manufacturers are expanding.
You know, last year when we had our interview, we were talking about manufacturing across the United States, and you told me that, hey, American manufacturers are coming back real strong. A lot of those jobs that may have been outsourced to China or what have you are coming back, and our manufacturers across the country are likewise doing real well.
Yes, they are. They're coming back because it is more cost effective to do business here. You're closer to your customer. There aren't the quality issues that you had when it was offshore. We have better natural gas pricing and electricity pricing, so that it's really more cost effective to do the manufacturing right here in the United States. And you know what, a lot of the issues that we talk about, oh, these are the problems that we have here. For example, we have a skilled labor shortage, but you know what, that's worldwide too.
Right.
And so we still have, I talked to many CEOs of international companies that say we still have the best workers, we still have the best productivity in the world, so it's good to be in manufacturing in America.
Again, when you were here last, you had told us that you had shortened your name. You had gone from the Volusia Manufacturers Association to just plain VMA. How'd the name change work out?
You know what, it just is going to take time. people go, oh, is that the Volusia Manufacturers Association? We changed the name to VMA because it was brand recognized.
Right.
And we are in other counties besides just Volusia County. We've always provided services in Flagler County, but we have members in Seminole County, Brevard County, basically in the central Florida area.
Right. So for those folks that are not familiar with VMA, tell us a little bit about your organization.
Purpose of VMA, which was founded 34 years ago now by manufacturers for manufacturers, is to help manufacturers grow. We're in the business of the care and feeding of manufacturers. In order to do that, we have many opportunities for them to interact with each other so that they can gain knowledge, connections, ideas from each other. We've got over 55 face-to-face events, which is very important for people to be able to grow and expand. What kind of systems were they working with, you know, with their payroll systems and that type of thing. You know, what their hiring issues are, and just an opportunity to get together and talk about their day-to-day grind, if you will. And so we have many opportunities like that.
You know, Jayne, I guess unless you're in the know the way you are, a lot of people may not be aware of the fact that Volusia County has some 400 plus manufacturers, international companies, and making a wide variety of products.
We do. We have a We Make It Here campaign to try to get that word out. We make things that you use on a daily basis,
right?
Or somebody that you know makes, you know, uses on a daily basis, like suntan lotion, hubcaps. Then we make underwater fiber optic connectors, and we make blood bags, and we make dialysis liquids, and we make sunglasses, and we make boats. You know, okay, boating is a big industry for us. Medical is a big industry for us. Hudson Technologies makes the containers that hold the technology. For example, if somebody had a pacemaker, Hudson could be making the thing that holds the pacemaker. That's things that we use every day that people are not thinking that this is manufacturing. I think there's like a view of, I don't know, like it's on another planet or whatever, but manufacturing is meaning they make something that you use.
When you were here last year, Jayne, we were talking about the fact that when you look at the wages in Volusia County, you look at the average wage across the county, and then you look at the average wage in comparison with what our manufacturers pay, there's a significant difference upwardly from those manufacturing jobs. They pay good money.
They are. The new numbers were out. We were at the Volusia County Economic Development Q3 meeting, and the average wage in manufacturing is now $48,000 a year. That's up over almost $3,000 from last year. And if you take a look at what the average wage is in Volusia County, maybe $35,000, $36,000 a year, that's a significant increase. And you can also look at even entrance level manufacturing workers with zero skills are making $10 to $12 an hour compared to people in other entrance level jobs that are making the $7.75.
Sure, no question about it. Well, let's talk about those skills because last year you told me that one of the things your organization was doing, working with the local college infrastructure and economic developers, etc., you were looking to try to get some training going, particularly for the CNC type training and some of the other skills that people need to get those higher paid jobs, but also our manufacturers need to get their jobs done. And so how are we doing on that?
We still are working hard at that. The biggest challenge that we have is people do not know that we have manufacturing and that it offers tremendous opportunities. But we are making headway. We've put quite a few people through some basic CNC training. We are working on getting them internships. We're getting them into the manufacturers to learn more skills. But what I heard last night at this Human Resources Division meeting is we still need a lot of people that are at the technician level, people such as a fiber optic technician, a quality technician, a maintenance technician. These are people that have good critical thinking skills, mechanical skills, and some math skills that we're looking for. And a lot of the companies will take on people if they have some of those basic skills, and they can train people in order to be able to do those jobs. So that's a plus. But it continues to be a challenge to find the workers that can enter into manufacturing at all different levels, skill levels, and then end up with a fabulous career.
But people watching this, Jane, that may not be familiar with that terminology, CNC, what exactly is a CNC training? What is a CNC operator?
What CNC stands for is computer numerical control. In manufacturing today, and people may have a vision of what manufacturing may have been 50 years ago.
That might have been yesterday's vision.
It could have been, it's definitely yesterday's vision. All the machines are run by computers now. So therefore, you have to know how to numerically control a computer so that you can run the parts as you need them. United States, and of course that means all of our manufacturers in Volusia County, have very high productivity rates. And the reason that they do is because so much of the work is done by the machines. And they can very much customize orders depending on what the customer needs. And you do that by controlling or by programming the computers, the CNC machine. It's called a CNC machine. But basically you're standing there like you're working a computer and you're telling it how you need to make the parts.
So if I'm a person out there, now that we've talked about all these manufacturing jobs and the fact I can get a manufacturing jobs, where do I go to get this training?
You can go to Daytona State College, to the Advanced Technology College. That's primarily where they have all of their, mostly the entrance level type of training at the school there, but also machining. You could advance your skills in machining. You can go to Embry-Riddle and go to their mechanical engineering program. And I think, you know, and manufacturing is not just those kinds of jobs. I think we need to really mention that. There's all levels. There's sales jobs, there's marketing jobs, there's human resource jobs, there's operational management types of jobs, there's strategic thinking kinds of jobs, there's executive kinds of jobs. So all of those kinds of training are available at all the colleges in the area.
If there are people out there that would like to get more information about manufacturing or like to get more information about your organization, VMA, how do they do that?
They can call us at 386-673-0505, or they can get us on the web at vmaonline.com.
Well, Jane, I want to thank you for sharing the information with us today. It's always nice to talk when everything is going really well. You know what I mean?
That really is the best way.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Our guest today has been Jayne Fifer. She's the president and CEO of VMA. And with that, we'll go back to you, Amber.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. Now, if you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. Incidentally, you can find the County Council's meeting calendar there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, topics of interest, activities, and how you can become involved. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a wonderful evening.